Do you believe in aliens? It's 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock station, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, there was, I guess, and I want to shout out our friends at 828 News Now for this, for turning us on to this lead here. Because there is somebody who is an experiencer, and we're talking about this because of the Spruce Pine Alien Festival that's happening this weekend.
Yeah.
And on the phone with us, we have the state director of North Carolina, MUFON, which is the Mutual UFO Network, and a self-proclaimed experiencer herself. Our accents are going to be hard, but it's Sev Talk. I'm doing the best I can. Sev, how are you?
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you and your listeners.
Well, thank you. So first off, let's talk about this festival before I ask you about what an experiencer is and things of that nature. But what is the Spruce Pine Alien Festival?
Well, I have never attended, and unfortunately I won't be able to make it this year either. And from what I understand, it's a good time.
Yeah, I thought you were like, because you've experienced abductions, but it's not called abductions. I get, or you don't say you've been abducted. You said that you've had you're an experiencer. What's the difference, or why use that term?
Oh, okay. So there are people who see UFOs. And there are people who actually make contact with the beings in those UFOs, or just beings that are in other dimensions that are considered ETs.
Okay.
So there's a difference. An experiencer or a contactee is someone who actually makes contact and communicates with an ET.
All right. How many times have you personally made contact with an ET?
It started when I was 10. And at least a dozen times up until now. There are actually many contactees around the world. There are millions of us. Often these contacts happen in an interdimensional, multidimensional way, so they feel kind of hazy and dreamy, and so people discount them. But the experience is so emotionally deep. And it never leaves you. When you think about these so-called dreams, it feels like you're experiencing them all over again, because they're not dreams, they're actual experiences that are happening in the multi-dimensions.
Now I'm looking.
ET contact.
I'm looking at your website, and I'm looking at I guess there's a picture. I don't know if this is of your skin, but there's like a marking. It's like an X, but it's made of dots. Is that correct?
Yes, that is the mark that was put on my back, actually on my tush, when I moved here to the inner banks of North Carolina from Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. And it was the second night I was here. And I came face-to-face with Grays, and they put that X mark on my tush, and I was in denial about it. I shook my world, and I just tried to forget it, because that's what I did my whole life, was just try and forget all of this. And then 9 days later, another X appeared right on the opposite side. So I had an X on my left tush and an X on my right tush. And they were made up of these 9 small precision red dots. And that X has been around the world, and people have measured it. It's equidistant. And I'm an experiencer advocate. I help experiencers around the world. If anyone has made contact, it's a really difficult thing to deal with all by yourself. So I help people. If anyone has made contact and would like some help, they can contact me. There's also other experiencers, advocates, and there's also lots of support groups these days.
Can you talk about an experience that stands out to you the most? Of the 12, is there one that really just emotionally really got you deep? One that stands out that really just sticks in your brain?
Yes, it would be with that X mark. So the first X mark, I didn't have any conscious memory associated with it, but I intuitively knew it was the beings called the Greys because I had been in contact with them before. And this was back when I was afraid of them. I'm not afraid of them anymore. Dealing with UFO and ET contact can become a very spiritual experience. It can lead you on a path of personal exploration, and that's the beautiful part of all of this. So after the first X, I was with someone then, and we were both really confused and shocked. And I told him, we're going to forget about this. We're going to forget that this X was even there. But then 9 days later, I woke up in my bedroom, and after contact, the way you wake up is sudden. It's not like you wake up. It's just all of a sudden your eyes pop open. There's no grogginess. There's no sleepiness. Your eyes pop open. You're fully alert. And that's a sign to me that something just happened. And I was very scared because I was worried if I had another X on me that I wasn't going to be able to. It would just push me off the edge. What? So I had this conscious memory as soon as my eyes popped open that I was on this bed, like a hospital bed, and I was lying on my side. And I was in a room that I did not recognize. It was dimly lit, and I felt paralyzed. I couldn't move my arms, and I couldn't move my legs.
Were they examining you? Were you clothed? I mean, were they talking to you? Like, what were they doing?
Mm-hmm. So I sensed something behind me, so I was able to turn my head, and when I turned my head around, just standing just 2 or 3 inches away from me was a gray, doing something to my back. And we locked eyes, and in my book, You Have the Right to Talk to Aliens, I describe it as looking into 2 pools of black oil. And there was no telepathic communication. In the past, there was always telepathic communication. They always talked to me. This time it was nothing, and that scared me even more. So I turned my head back around, and ding, I'm wide awake in my bedroom. And then I asked my partner to take a look at my tush, and there's another X mark, just like the first one. And that sent me into an existential crisis.
Well, and again, if you're just tuning in, we're speaking with Sev Took, the state director of North Carolina for the Mutual UFO Network. We're trying to, and Sev is a self-proclaimed experiencer. We're going to talk about her book in a second on how she helps people who have been experiencers. This is my question. So there's me, there's Jeff, there's a million people that listen and do this and do that. So why do you think these people choose certain people? Why you? Why John Smith, but not, Jane Smith? What is it about you or other people that they go, I want to, pick this person and experience it, especially if you can remember it? You know what I mean? Like, what about you makes it like you special? You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a great question. I don't feel that I'm special because there are millions of people who are making contact. And a lot of it has to do with focus. What are you focused on? Meaning, are you focused on the bigger picture of life? Do you have an open mind? Do you accept the fact that we are not the smartest beings in the galaxies? That's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is often humans come in contact with ETs when they're going through something troubling, something stressful, and these ETs show up to offer help in a variety of ways. And then there's also a theory that you might have heard of so-called contracts that we make before we enter this life. There could be agreements that are made before we enter this life based on the past lineage of the DNA of the family, the past lineage of experiences within the family, because experiencers, it's not like a one-off. There's almost always a lineage of ET contact within the family going back generations.
So if someone's listening, maybe they feel ashamed, alone, scared, experience. How can they get a hold of you, and how can they get a hold of your book, and what's your book name again, and how can people find you?
Thank you. I love that question because there is a lot of shame associated with it, and really shouldn't be, because we're having the most remarkable experiences in the world, and society wants us to keep quiet.
Well, I think people just assume that people are crazy. You know, people go, "Oh my God, the like little gray people aren't abducting people." I think that's the shame. I would assume maybe is what it. I don't know. You know.
Yeah, well, if you listen to the news, it's out. Our government, it's out. There's a lot of high-ranking government officials saying this is real. So it's kind of hard to accept. I understand our society is kind of like in this limbo phase where it's hard to believe because our reality is going to change so much. So if you are an experiencer, please reach out to me. My website is planetsev.com, sev@planetsev.com, or you can reach out to other experiencer advocates or support groups, but please reach out to somebody because you don't have to live in this state of fear and worry and thinking that you're crazy, because that will affect every area of your life.
And that's planetsev.com. And you can get all the information, books, information, how to get a hold of Sev that way. And I want to thank you for taking a couple minutes and talking about this. A lot of people, are ashamed or wouldn't talk about it because they'd be afraid to be made fun of. So I appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Have a great morning, okay?
You too. Bye.
All right. Take it easy. Thank you, Sev. Listen. Okay, you guys heard it. I'm very curious. What do you think?
Yeah.
Does anyone believe in this? Do you believe that she was abducted?
What are your thoughts on Sev Talk?
Sev Talk.
Yes.
Talk. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. What are your 828-240-1059? Was Sev abducted? Can we be abducted? Because to me, it sounds like if she says it's like a dream state, it's like a dream.
Yeah.
So is it just dreams?
I don't know.
But then you go to the website and she's got an X on. She said on her fanny, like on both cheeks.
Yeah.
But they're perfectly proportional.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It's interesting.
I know. And she woke right up. Her eyes, opened right up. So maybe there wasn't NyQuil involved. Because if there is, you're groggy. So.
Or Ambien. Or listen, 828-240-1059. What do you think? Are you an experiencer? What?
Yeah.
Whether it's the who, what, or why. The Rizzo and Jeff Show won't be able to answer that. Just try. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show.
Dave, what's up?
Boys, that last caller, oh my gosh, she just made a connection with me. I think we may be soulmates. That's absolutely incredible. The whole thing, the experience, the DNA part of that. Listen, Jose and I were out one night on a hike through a cow pasture.
Okay.
And we had a very, very similar experience.
Okay.
We found some mushrooms out there that looked like little grays.
Okay.
Next thing you know, I woke up with a Napoleon Dynamite on my tush. It was plumb crazy. And then that whole DNA thing, Bea, Jose, both of us, and our whole families live in trailer parks.
Wow.
So I think she might be onto something here. It's just plumb crazy. I tell you, I feel better. I feel better now, boys.
You're not alone.
I don't know, those little grays we found in that cow pasture, next thing I know, it was just all over but the crying and the wiping off of that Napoleon Dynamite, if you know what I'm saying.
All right.
That's it. Yeah, listen, we appreciate it. It's just amazing to hear that you're a kindred spirit with Sev Talk. So
you're an experiencer as well. Yeah.
Today's one of them days. This is the first day ever in my life that I would call and tell you I was thankful for talk instead of music on the radio.
Wow, that is unbelievable. Wow. So many people on the phone. Let's get to Blake. Thanks, Roland. Blake, what do you think? What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, people?
It's going.
This is Blake from Canton, and no offense to anybody that does believe in aliens, but this one doesn't, and I'll tell you why. We're a brutal race, number one. And two, we're very emotional. If I did see one, I'd be like, And if he looked at me wrong, I'd be like, hey, you want to fight? I mean, that's the kind of people that we are deep down inside.
It's true.
And what am I supposed to do? Come on in. You want a cup of tea?
Why?
Okay, so I'm a non-believer in aliens.
So you think that lady was a little crazy then?
Well, she may have experienced something, but I can't go there. And what she experienced on that, but we're going to argue. It's in our nature.
Yep.
And if I had one on my porch, hey, we'd probably get into it, and they'd send more, and we'd send more, and if it was going to happen, it would have already happened.
You know what? I agree with you. I appreciate it. Hang on for 1 second. You are qualified for those tickets for Killer Queen. We appreciate it. Let's get to Grandma Emma, and then Melvin. Grandma Emma, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. That was an interesting guess, and yes, I do believe in this. I did actually know somebody that was abducted a couple of times. I was married to him, so it's pretty believable. Wait a minute.
You were married to somebody who was abducted. Was he abducted while you were married to him?
Yes.
All right. Did you wish he stayed away and stayed abducted?
No, he was a good one.
Okay.
So wait, what? I mean, did he disappear? Did you witness it? What happened?
Well, he was actually outside, and then when he came in, he was just like in this haze, and he had 7 spots, like prick spots, like you'd prick it with a needle on his right arm, and then on his left arm, he had the same pattern of blisters on his arm, and then he told me what it felt like and all this. So I won't go into any details because it's really long and drawn out. But the first time he was abducted, he was 6 years old. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty wild.
So you believe this woman?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
And not just that. I find that for the government to come out and say, okay, there's aliens, and that doesn't bring the thoughts up in people's heads.
Right.
But Hunter Biden, they'll talk about Hunter Biden's laptop, but they won't address the fact that there's aliens,
Well,
I know, Grandma Emma.
Yeah, do me a favor. Hang on. You're qualified for those tickets, and we'll be right back. We have a lot more people on the phone. We're going to talk to Melvin coming up next. Do not go anywhere. It's the Rizzo and Jeff Show. I cannot believe this abduct. There are people who said they witnessed it.
It's crazy.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One loves Frasier, and the other's still into wrestling. Who's who? Find out more interesting tidbits about them every morning, right here on one.
Near 80 degrees.
Melvin, good morning. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
So, Melvin, what do you think here, my friend?
Well, I'll let them slide if they believe in. I know there's supernatural stuff, but I don't believe in aliens. But I know for a fact we got tons of idiots in our government.
Right. I'm with you, but let me ask you something. We have a lot of idiots in this world too. Do you think that people do you think that people actually are abducted? Like this lady swears that she's abducted. She's and then you heard there was Grandma Emma that her husband was abducted, but it's like, are these little gray or green people walking around?
I know. This woman was abducted on the Outer Banks.
No, absolutely. I think they're on some type of drugs or really, really rough alcohol trip. They're on some kind of trip. They're not in reality.
Yeah. You know what? Right, I'm with you. Dollars to donuts. It was probably something they found here in Asheville. Stay weird. You know what I mean?
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One loves Frasier, and the other's still into wrestling. Who's who? Find out more interesting tidbits about them every morning.
Shame on the kids of today. 20% of college graduates, I put it up on the 105.9 Instagram. I'm about to put it up on the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook, have taken their parents to a job interview. Now, my question is this. Is it the kids or is it the parents who agree to go that are more at fault? Jeff, what do you think?
Well, I look at this the other way. Maybe they're not at fault. Maybe this is how you stand out in an interview, and maybe that the place that you're applying for gets a better, deeper look at you as a person if your parent is there. I think that there's maybe a job or two that we could have went for that maybe our parents could have helped us get that we didn't get.
So you're telling me that had, when we interviewed for this job, had we had our mommies on the Zoom with us or brought them into the office, you think that would have really pushed them over the edge and said, boy, these guys in their 40s have it together here. This is the way we want to go. This is the trajectory of our biggest radio station in the cluster here. This is good.
Yeah, I'm not sure where their mindset was at when they hired us.
Yeah, I don't want to say it. I mean, because now they're probably listening. Yeah. So good decision.
Well, look, and we're very glad that we're your fifth pick.
Yes, we were told as much.
I know. So, to make the fact that we're the fifth pick, it doesn't matter because you know what? You're the underdog. But maybe if, your dad got involved or mom, and then, my mom got involved in the interview process, maybe it would have catapulted us to the top 3 of a choice here. Okay? Don't poo-poo. Don't poo-poo.
I am pooing and pooing. I'm double pooing. I'm poo-pooing.
Okay.
All right? As a matter of fact, I'm tisking. I'm poo-pooing. And I'm harumphing.
Okay.
Ooh, harumph.
Ooh, ouch.
I'm giving a big fat harumph.
Yeah, when you harumph, it's rough.
You know what? And I harumph to the kids, but I harumph the parents. I mean, think about this. A lot of you have kids that have just graduated or graduated college. I want you to think about this. They say, Ma. They say, Dad. They say, Grandma Emma. They say, hey, take me. Come with me to my job interview. I need your help. Are you really going to say yes? I mean, seriously.
Well, here's the problem, and it's hard to get jobs these days, and sometimes not even degrees help. But the younger generation believes that if they walk into a job just because they have a college degree, they should get $150,000 a year.
It's funny you should say that. 47% of people expect at least $100,000 a year in their first job. Well, do you? That's nice. Me too.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't actually happen. So maybe for them to get the job, their parent could come in there and be the one that kind of level heads them a little bit, because you got to start, from kind of the ground up, not just because you got straight A's. That doesn't work anymore these days.
Yeah, but if 70% of people are struggling with eye contact, okay,
which I see all the time, and I'm
what?
A big I when you talk to people, sometimes younger people these days, okay, that nobody makes eye contact with you. It really is like a weird thing. Whereas when I talk to you, I stare at you directly.
You have to. Yeah. That's the whole point. I mean, how would you feel if you came out to one, like, we're going to be at Centerwell on the 20th. We're going to be at, for Jeff's birthday, at Octopus Garden. I mean, how would you feel if you came out to see us? Many people do. They did. We were at Blossman, and we looked at the ground and said, nice to meet you. Right. Thanks for coming.
Right.
I appreciate it. I mean, it's rude.
Yeah, we wouldn't do anything like that.
It's rude.
Right.
So I guess maybe it's just me. I saw this. I'm posting it on the Facebook now. You should definitely check it out. I'd love to know your comments. Comment there. Everyone who comments, calls, texts is entered for tickets to Killer Queen. I don't know. Maybe you're a parent, grandparent. What would you do? I mean, what would you... I would say... No, I'd say pound sand.
We're too busy staring at Roblox, okay, all day long instead of, having legitimate conversations. And we wonder...
We can't talk to people anymore.
Well, you wonder why, kids, are so, shut in when you try to have a conversation with them. It's very bizarre. Yeah.
When did that happen, though? Because it's not our... See, people like to blame millennials for stuff. It's not the millennials.
It is not.
It's not. It's not at all. It's not. It's the generation after, and then whatever this new one is, Alpha, whatever the heck it's called. 828-240-1059. Shoot us a text. Give us a call if you want. I'd love to read your comments on the Facebook, but that to me is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
I'm. Listen. So this is the top 5 things that employers notice are going on. They struggle with eye contact. They ask for unreasonable six-figure compensation. They dress inappropriately, like in pajamas and a T-shirt, using inappropriate language, several curse words. They refused to turn on cameras during virtual interviews. That's a good one. Hey, I'd like to see your face, but I'm going to turn the camera off. And finally, bringing mom to the interview. Boy, we're heading real good. We're heading in a real good spot. I feel real good.
How do you think you can help this company? Hang on one second. Mom!
Yes, mommy!
105.9 The Mountain is your only source for great music, what's happening in the world, and everything local. Oh, and we have these two new guys who are trying to make you laugh. We sure hope it's working. The Rizzo and Jeff Show will be back.
It is 105.9 The Mount Asheville's Classic Rock. Jeff, we were talking about the mom exemption because this woman has gone viral for, basically making a video saying, I'm not putting my cart back. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, look, you got 3 kids, you're running around, it's crazy, and you don't put the cart back. Should you be vilified for it? I don't think you should in general, but this woman's going viral over that.
And we have Lee on the phone. Lee, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Great.
So what do you think about this, Lee? We've had some for, we had some against. Where do you stand?
Well, I have 3 kids, and they're teenagers now. But I feel like it's just kind of inconsiderate. I mean, you have to get your kids in the cart to some way, so they've either walked to the cart or she's left them in the car and gone to get a cart. And so you can do that when you're returning the cart. Also, when if I had to take the kids, which I tried not to, then I would park next to or near a sharp return corral.
Okay, so you would park next to like a corral on purpose. Okay, well, those spots might not be open. What if it's a busy, you're at Ingalls and it's busy on a Saturday and you got to park way in the back. Things happen.
Yeah, you're right. Things do happen. However, they had to get in the cart somehow. So I either left them in the car to go get a cart, or they walked to the cart. So then, at that point, they can walk with you. You can return the cart with the kids. The kids can all walk back to the car with the parent. I mean, I think there are ways around it. I think she was just being a little trite and a little bit much.
See that?
To not look for other options.
And you know what? It gives people that are quote unquote considered millennials, people 45 and under, a bad look. But you know what? I agree with you, and you're a mom of 3 kids, so you would know. So your opinion holds the most weight thus far this morning. So thank you for your call, Lee.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get to 105.9 The Mountain. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Oh, Grandma Emma, I was waiting for you. What do you got, Grandma Emma?
Well, there's a lot of moving parts to this. First of all, you can't leave your cart right next to your car. There's too many places to push it, to get it out of the way where somebody else won't run into it or it won't run into somebody else. I've seen a lot of runaway carts.
Okay. Okay. So,
anyway.
So you agree with this woman or disagree with this woman?
Well, yeah, I have to place Switzerland on this. I mean,
Ooh.
Really, I think there was places she could have put her cart without leaving it to where somebody could hit it, and still keep an eye on your kids. I mean, I have 16 grandkids. I mean, really, come on. I've taken 6 of them to the store with me.
I was thinking of her.
You're Superwoman. Not everybody is Superwoman. You can't compare them to Grandma Emma. You get it?
Yeah, no, there's no comparison. And I want you guys to know I got chastised by my daughter for my comments about Bea Arthur yesterday morning.
Wow.
So,
you tell what? You tell your daughter to take a seat. You're the queen bee, and that what you say goes. You hear me?
I did.
That's right.
All right.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One loves Frasier, and the other's still into wrestling. Who's who? Find out more interesting tidbits about them every morning.
It's the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Jeff, I felt like a scared little pup. We have a routine. It's very, very, listen, if you wanted to kill us, it would be easy.
Oh, yeah, sure. You could just set up snipers every morning for us.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like you just know where we'll be at what time. So we get in here a little bit before 4. We talk through the show. We get through things. I do some things. Jeff does some things. We put the show together. I got some audio. He puts up blogs. Then right around 5:20, and this was my fatal mistake. around 5:20, we usually go to Dunkin' Donuts. Now, Jeff said to me it's 5:30. If we're going to go to Dunkin' Donuts, we should do it now. I said, okay, I just want to finish cutting this Mr. Rogers audio. And we didn't get to much of it today because we were busy and we had the mayor on. But, suffice it to say we were about 9-10 minutes late. And 9 or 10 minutes can make a whole world of difference in your life. So we pulled to the Dunkin'. Obviously, it was very busy. 2 cars ahead of us was, I guess, either a sheriff's officer or whatever. And so we didn't think anything of it. We've been in front of them, behind them many times. So we pull out of the Dunkin' Donuts and we're like, okay, that'll give us time to get back, kind of just decompress, go over the final, this is what we're doing, get ready for the show. So I'm looking in my rear view mirror and I see these lights just coming. And I said, they can't be coming after us, right? And you're like, nah. And I was like, that's what I thought. So I just was like driving for a second. And then I'm like, I really think they're coming after us. And they were. So I pulled over, and I guess he had me pull over into. You said it's a barber shop on Leicester Highway.
Yeah. It's gas station converted into a barber shop. Always busy, by the way.
It is always busy. Yeah. Thank God, not at that time. This is around like 5:47 or so, give or take. So like we were really close for time here. Like we had to get back, and I said, sir, I have to be at work, at 6 o'clock. And I think he interpreted that as like, oh, well, who cares? You're going to wait. But, a lot of people don't understand. If no one's here, then the thing just goes crazy. So, I give him my, I go, of course, the one day that I do not, because I remember saying, Jeff, let me grab my wallet. And then I said, you know what? Forget about it. I'm going to go and order on the app today because it's, what was it, 100 points or something today?
Yeah,
what was the big deal?
Yeah, 100 points.
100 points. So I said, I'll order on the app, no big deal. So, of course, I don't have my wallet on me, right? I don't have any form of identification. Don't have nothing like that. So I give him my name, give him my date of birth. It is what it is. He pulls it up. He says, you surrendered your license in the state of Missouri. I said, when did I do that?
Right.
Like 2010?
Right.
Like when? Right. What are you talking about? Right.
Right.
And then I said, no, this is my license. This is the state it's in, blah, blah, blah. So then he came back literally 20 minutes late. I mean, this was at like 6:15 in the morning. And in the process of that, he showed up. Then another car showed up. Then another car showed up. So we have 3 deputies there, or at least 3 cars there, and it looks like we are drug mules.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it really did.
It did.
Yeah, then there was one that was just standing by the window, and I turned to him and I said, "Well, good morning," and he's like, "Yeah." And it's like, where am I going to go? Do I look intimidating? I don't even look close to intimidating.
That was the thing. Yeah. I feel like that they were just as suspicious of you,
right,
as they were of me.
Yeah.
It's either I go to court or I have to pay and plead guilty and then take the points on this. So I'm going to court.
Oh, we'll be there.
But my question is, what do we do for the program?
We'll have to figure that out.
Do we broadcast live from the courthouse?
We have most of the summer to figure out the intricacies of how we could make this work, and I think we will.
Do you think maybe we could? Can I send a proxy?
Yeah. No, you probably can't proxy this. No.
I was going to think, because I was thinking if we send a work proxy,
right?
We could Springlemeyer. You know what I'm saying? We could do something like that. Send somebody from 8 to 8 News Now. Maybe send Coach.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's send the Coach in. That'll work. We'll do that. Good call.
Right. Coach, we got to break. Come here, Coach.
Yeah.
From deep in the middle of the mountains to downtown Asheville and everywhere in between, the Rizzo and Jeff Show is there for you. Just don't ask us to borrow money, please. The Rizzo and Jeff Show on 105.
To the phones we go. 105.9 The Mountain. Good morning. What do you think?
Hey, bud, let me give you some advice on this ticket right quick.
All right, go ahead. What do you got?
Man, you'll get a letter in the mail from Sluder Law. They're right there on Leicester Highway. They'll go to court. You won't even have to go. They'll get it knocked down to improper equipment.
Okay.
And you're done, man. You pay a little bitty price to the lawyer, You don't even have to show up, and he gets it wiped out for you.
So my question is, though, I'm concerned because first they said that I was going are you familiar with a Nissan Juke? Do you know what it is?
Oh, yeah, man, I'm a mechanic. I work down at New Bridge Tire, New Bridge Alignment. I'm the head mechanic down here.
Okay, so I mean, let's be real. A 2011 Nissan Juke can go from 0 to 60 in about 7 minutes. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then to say that I was doing 60 in a quarter of a mile, it was crazy. But then 3 cops showed up, and then they were giving me and Jeff the stink eye. We were getting stinky-eyed.
Oh, yeah. But until they figure out who you are nowadays, they're going to do that. You should have just went ahead and say, hey, man, it's Rizzo and Jeff from 105.9 The Mountain.
Well, I hate to do that because I don't like to make it seem like I'm being arrogant. But what I did say was...
Oh, no, but whenever they give you the stink eye like that, you got to come up with something quick.
Well, so what I said was... we have a radio show to get to. It starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't mean to be rude. Is there any way you could follow me to the station and I will give you my identification? That was my way of trying to say who we were without being that, coming across arrogant, and he was not having it.
Didn't buy that one.
Buy that one. Then all the other cops started coming. And then I had the mayor on this morning, and, I'm thinking, do we need 3 cops at the one thing,
But she wasn't going to bite on that combo.
I don't think she was going to bite on it,
No, she won't. No, she won't get into nothing like that.
So what do I got to do? I got to call who?
Sluter Law.
And they'll, how much? Because
Curtis Sluter and Associates.
So they'll show up for me. This is a actually it's a $30 ticket with $200 in costs. So will he get it knocked down?
For you. Yeah, they'll show up for you, get it knocked down to improper moves. And my boy got one on Lester Highway, and then he got another one over here on Merriman Avenue coming home from work. And I said, call Sluter, let him take care of you.
And how much is Sluty?
I don't know what they cost him, but it's less than what you're doing there, man.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you what. That is a sound advice, and thank you. And listen. I am going to putt down that road from here on out.
Hey, plug New Bridge Alignment, New Bridge Tire for me then.
It's going to air on the radio. How about that?
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right, take it easy.
Right.
Come on, Weaverville. It's time to rock out with the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Nobody? Candler? Black Mountain? Anka? Woodfin?
Bueller?
Anyone? Well, they're new, so here's to rocking out on 105.9. It's another Monday. Wait, we think, isn't it? Oh, wait, yeah, Monday. And that means another Manheimer mayoral check-in on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Coming up next on 105.9 The Mountain.
Oh, no, it's coming up now. That's right. We have it, and we appreciate the mayor for joining us just for a couple minutes. Mayor Manheimer, hello. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Doing well.
Yeah,
doing well.
We had to create a nice fancy open for you and make sure it was created nice. We want to lift you up since the last time that we spoke.
I appreciate it.
When we first moved here. So So
how have things been? We know you've been very busy.
They've been good.
Well,
and
well, we know you went to the White House.
You guys, I wanted to ask you guys, how is it going with you? Are you all settled in now?
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. See, I am settled in. We found our spot, which is good. We each got a thing, but I'm bummed out. You know what I mean? My car broke down. I got pulled over today. 3 police officers had to pull me over today. I was very sad about that, And so that made my day start off bad, but I knew that I was talking to you, and we were going to talk about things, the White House, and all the cool stuff that you've been up to. So it kind of got me through, and the listeners helped too. I don't know if Jeff and I are intimidating enough to warrant 3 officers. A bald guy and a limp guy.
Well, but the important thing to note here is that the staffing levels are up. See, and you're the parent beneficiary of that. That's
well. See, but now I'm going to have to figure out a way to get out of work. I have to go to court at 8:30. Do they have 10 o'clock? Do they have 10:15 court appointments, or how does that work?
Just for you.
Okay, yeah, just for me.
They're going to make a special one just for you.
They're going to make a special court thing just for me. No. Now we know that you recently were in Washington D.C.
How
was that? Was that fun? I mean, have you been to the White House before?
Yeah, no, I've been there before, and it's always a good time. I really like meeting and seeing all the other mayors from around the U.S. and talking to them about their cities and what's going on. But we had business to do, and we met with various folks in the administration, and we spent a day on the Hill at Congress too. So it was a whirlwind trip.
So Jeff and I obviously were thinking like, yeah, we can talk political stuff, but like really we're just kind of like a show about information. So my thought and Jeff's thought was, how nice are the bathrooms in the White House?
They're nice. They're clean. You got to go through a lot of layers of security just to get to them. So they're secure.
They are secure. Do they have a maitre d', or what is it called?
A matron, like a matron,
a bathroom attendant.
No, they don't. And also, let me just tell you, all the staff in Washington D.C. and in Congress, in the White House, they're all like 19 years old. So you have to share a bathroom with them.
Oh.
Imagine that is your job or your internship, just coming out of school or doing something like that. I mean, how cool would that be on a daily basis to be able to work in the White House?
It's very cool, and they're having a great time. I just worry a little bit about, who's the expert around here making these recommendations. But, all of us old mayors come in and provide some wisdom.
See, now, we were thinking restrooms, and we were thinking, did you get to see the Prez? Was he hanging out? Was he on the trail? Did you guys ever get to mayor around with the Prez or no?
President, but we did get to meet with some of his new appointments in his transportation department and things like that.
So were the bathrooms still the same? That's what I want to know. Was there a difference between Trump bathrooms and Biden bathrooms?
Okay, no, that's not where the difference is. Let me tell you where the difference is.
Okay.
It's the meals provided. So Republicans, it's going to be Chick-fil-A for sure. And with the Democrats, you're going to get some like quinoa, kale sort of thing.
See?
Okay.
It's the fast food versus the healthy food. Now, Chick-fil-A's good. Quinoa's good too. If you were to pick a food that you would like served at the White House, you going Big Mac, you going quinoa. Where are you going?
It's not, and it's not just any fast food. It has to be Chick-fil-A, and I mean, really, there's
cluck.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show. One loves Frasier, and the other's still into wrestling. Who's who? Find out more interesting tidbits about them every morning. It's time for Listener Court without real lawyers. Okay, it's just Rizzo and Jeff, and they're kind of upset about something and need your help. Listener Court begins now. Court is in session on 105.9 The Mountain.
Ladies and gentlemen of the supposed jury, I am going for my 7th win in a row. Memorize this number, 828-240-1059, after you hear the case. Should I be allowed to hang a picture of Bea Arthur overlooking my bed without my fiance's consent? It's that simple. Now, it has been said that it affects certain adult activities. It has been said that it is distracting to my lady when certain adult activities take place. It has been stated that it bothers her, that she feels that the eyes follow her. However, this was a gift. I worked hard to earn such gift. This is a priceless autograph. This woman is no longer on this earth. All I say, is that she has picked out the furniture. She has picked out the trinkets, the plants, the you name it. All I want is a picture of Bea Arthur on the wall and a signed autograph by Jalen Hurts. Those are the only two things, the NFL quarterback, the only two things that I have hanging on the walls that are mine. I do not believe that I am wrong in, and again, saying, you know what? I want this here. It is scotch taped to the wall. I need it here. That's what it is. B was here before. Well, it wasn't before her, but Bea was there because of her. She already told my father to buy it for me as a gift, and now she's got a problem. If you can't even just focus on me, your partner, your lover, instead of looking at Bea Arthur on the wall, is that my problem or is that your problem? Okay, so Bea Arthur not only belongs on my wall, she is staying on my wall. It's an autograph. It is priceless. She is an icon. There is nothing wrong with Bea Arthur on my wall. And there, I think it's that simple. I don't think I have much explaining. All I do, I come to work at 3:30 in the morning. I pay the bills. I would just like a little bit of love from the Bea Arthur community. I just want it.
All right. Initial thoughts. Go ahead. Give them the number. Initial thoughts on it.
828-240-1059. Now, Jeff has the con coming up.
Now's your chance. Time to do your best night court impression. Call Rizzo and Jeff now. 828-240-1059. It's time for part 2 of Listener Court. You heard one side, now it's time for the other. And then you'll decide who gets punished this week. Listener Court continues now.
So, if you're just tuning in, there is a debate happening whether a picture of Bea Arthur should be removed from the bedroom wall of Rizzo. Okay? This is his private quarters, not just for him. He's no longer living by himself. He has a lady. Okay? And at about 8:30 p.m. last night, I received a text message that said, "Go get him, Jeff. I need your help." And it came from your lady, okay? And as we were chatting back and forth, there are some issues that come along with having that Bea Arthur picture on the wall, notably because it stares at her constantly, all right? This picture that is up there. But to dispute a couple of things that came, out of your side of the story.
Okay.
First off, I was told that you lie, actually, about one thing or two things in the house being just yours. So the Bea Arthur picture is not just one of them, okay?
Okay.
A few other things. Yes, she did find the autographed photo of Bea Arthur, but she didn't think that you would take the picture as such a beautiful gift and slap it on the wall with a little bit of Scotch tape. Now, I've been told from sources that you do have a frame that you could place Bea in, but you don't. So do you really have that much love and affection for Bea? And look, the ultimate thing, let's just get right to it. Fellas and ladies out there, I just want you to jump in on this as well. If it's adult time and you're laying down, maybe it's just been a long week and, you're just enjoying your man and you're laying there and you look up and staring directly at you, the peepers of Bea Arthur, as you're getting close to maybe a moment, maybe you're just really into this. This could be the best you've had in months after moving and everything else. And you take a look during your fancy adult time.
Yep.
And you're fun. You're fancy free. You are known as the pleasure machine. That's what you like to tell the ladies.
That's it.
And now all you are is, in quotes, the selfish pleasure machine. Wow. Because you want two ladies in the room that you enjoy. And my question to you is this. As you're really hitting your stride, do you look to your left, look at Bea, and just kind of give her a wink, okay? Because you're thinking about two ladies at the same time with this picture of Bea Arthur on your wall. Nobody's saying throw out the picture of Bea Arthur, just saying directly by your bed so that your lady has to stare at it constantly and be creeped out. Could be a little bit inappropriate is what I'm saying.
I'll tell you what. 828-240-1059. For those of you that are on hold, hang on. We will get right to you. I will just say this. If I give her a look-see, maybe she just takes me over the finish line.
Yeah.
Maybe she just gives me that extra encouragement I need.
Does Maud come off the wall? That's the question.
Should she come down? Now, listen, 828-240-1059. I am 7-0 in listener court. All right, we have some people on hold. We'll get one call to get things started. This person's been holding for a while. Good morning. Hello.
Morning, fellas. Morning.
What's up, man?
I'm going to weigh in on your Bea Arthur thing, but I got to tell you, after I finish that, I got to tell you a sad story about Jose. I'm tore up. But hey, That Bea Arthur thing, man, I hated that much. It's terrible. It's awful. It's some of the worst TV they ever produced. Just a bunch of yelling and screaming. Kind of like that Carol Burnett show when they went off on that dang Eunice Hick. Nobody wants to hear that crap.
Okay.
That woman ain't nothing to look at. Now, on top of that, I can't hardly believe that Rizzo has a girlfriend to begin with. But one more thing now, you give me little Golden Girls, and I can go with the Golden Girls, but I ain't no Bea Arthur fan.
Wow.
Not so be off the wall is
So
what you're
be
saying.
off the wall?
I don't give a crap if he wants to leave it on the wall. I'm proud of the boy for having a girlfriend.
Wow.
Okay,
So that's
damn it.
wow, that's a yes. Thank
Huh?
you very much. We will be right back.
Haven't you always wanted to pass judgment on these guys publicly? We get it. Us too. Now's your chance. Time to do your best night court impression. Call Rizzo and Jeff now. 828-240-1059.
It is 105.9 The Mount Nashville's Classic Rock. It is 2 for Rizzo, 2 for Jeff on Should I Keep Bea Arthur on the Wall, yes or no? 105.9 The Mountain, to be or not to be?
Probably not.
Why?
I think that picture should probably be like in the bathroom.
Yeah,
In the
okay,
bathroom?
All right. Hey,
Oh, my God.
thanks for the vote, pal.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, what do you got here? Thank you for the call. Hello, what do you got? Bea Arthur, what? What do you think?
I agree. Bea Arthur.
Okay,
But
so Bea
you,
Arthur's...
need to, you need to properly frame her. Don't scotch tape her to the wall.
Bea stays. All right.
You know what? That's a 1 and a 1. And by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. It is the Rizzo and Jeff Show. We are in the middle of listener court. We got Grandma Emma here. It looks like, let's see, 2 for me, a 1 for you. Where do we go? Who knows? Grandma Emma, hello.
Oh, my God. Or should I say OMG?
Okay, OMG what? You think it's selfish
Well,
that Baby Hands wants me to take Bea Arthur off the wall?
Well, I tell you what, I actually have been watching Bea Arthur since the Maude days in the late 60s, early 70s. But, if it was Betty White, I could see, But I always thought Bea Arthur, even back in the olden days, looked like a drag queen. So, yes, take the picture down. This gives me hope as an old woman, that maybe I can find a younger guy. So there you go.
So you're telling me that you think Bea Arthur looks like a drag queen, and so I should take her off the...
Absolutely.
All right.
She was a beautiful woman.
Grandma Emma, it's Pride Month. Come on.
Grandma Emma.
Well, I know, and I celebrate Pride Month with all my people, but honestly, really, I mean, if it's Betty White, she's kind of feminine, and everything, but...
Bea Arthur was the height of femininity. She was just feminine in a time when it wasn't cool to be feminine. I mean, Maude from Tuckahoe. I mean, she was a councilwoman. She did everything.
Maude, I mean, she had the voice of a male, even back in the day. So, yeah, happy Pride Month, everybody. From me, Grandma Emma, I celebrate it. But I'm telling you, take the picture down. My gosh.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you.
That was...
Farrah Fawcett Majors up there or something,
That was scathing, Grandma Emma.
Wow, vicious.
Well, I appreciate your call this morning. All right, Jeff, that has us at 2-2.
Who is going to be the deciding factor?
Does Bea Arthur come off of the wall? And, Jeff, we have Ashley on the phone, right? And you don't know which way she's going to go, correct?
I do not know. I did not ask Ashley. Ashley's the deciding factor. This is a big moment for listener court. I have not won since we've moved here. So we'll see what she has to say.
Ashley, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Well, I was just listening to you guys on the radio, and I'm so glad that I get to be the deciding factor in this. I firmly believe that if she loved you and it was unconditional, she wouldn't care what was on the wall.
Oh my God!
Being on the wall,
No!
I think you should leave it up there. If that makes you happy and that is your person, then she wouldn't care.
No!
So leave it up on the wall.
No, Ashley!
Yes,
Ashley!
Ashley! Yes! Thank you so much! I can't believe it! I can't thank
You're absolutely welcome.
Unconditional love is... Go ahead. Sorry, please.
Yes.
I'm just excited.
Absolutely. Exactly what you're saying. Unconditional love is exactly that, unconditional. And Bea Arthur being on the wall should not mean a hill of beans during the time that you guys are, in the... In
intimate times. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Whatever makes you happy.
Ashley, would you like to go see Killer Queen at Salvage Station?
Absolutely.
All right, hang on for just 1 second. Yeah, no problem. Hang on for just 1 second. Oh my goodness, I pulled it out, Jeff.
You did.
I pulled it out.
You
Bea
did.
Arthur stays. I'm 8-0, and you and baby hands can shove it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Another ruling and lesson in the books, and still they learned nothing. We'll just have to try again next week. Listener Court, every Tuesday at 8 a.m.